What's up? What's up, YouTube? What's up? Can you guys hear me? Okay, I am alive. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is your boy James, James Han. Welcome back to the Dating with James Show episode number 2. So, last episode we are talked about the, you know, topic of the dating, topic about like hypergamy, and the topic about like the interaction between men and women, specifically on some of my life story and where I come from, and also the interaction. Mm, Actually, pretty broad, like why I started this show. But today, the most important things is today I have a more kind of like important topic to share, which is regarding to like dating and immigration and how that gonna affect your dating life. Since I'm from China, and I mean, like I like to date different ethnicities and the different background person and get to know them and get to know their cultures. And also, I like Chinese too. So I just want to open up the like a topic and the table that hey, like when you live in US and you get a lot of option to dating different kinds of for men, so to speak, because this channel is mainly focused on men, but welcome if the women. So focus on like dating different ethnicity of like girls, and to know them and to know their background and know their life in a different context, since they come from different place. Maybe they're from US, maybe they're from different country, maybe they grow up in US, they immigrate from different countries. So it's very interesting. So what I'm gonna say is the funny thing is that like as an immigrant, there's a lot of things you need to consider about. First things first, you have to consider about how you're gonna stay in US, right? This is the primary things. I mean, the dating life is great. It can be great, but first things you have to figure out how I'm gonna stay here. Besides work or you are in school, you still need to figure out, okay, like before I start a life here, before I find my partners, I have to figure out how I be able to stay here, right? That's the primary things. So today's topic is kind of like related to. Let me start this like a recording just in case the live is not working. I have no idea how this works, but yeah, like let's say like maybe I just add my face over here. I'm not sure. Whatever. Desktop. Okay, let's just record anyway. And it's gonna record the whole thing. So I hope you guys don't mind. They hear. Okay. Okay. So okay. Welcome back to the Dating with James show, right? Like as I talked about, today's topic is about dating, but more about the immigration, and then how the immigration is gonna affect your dating life. Welcome back to the Dating with James show, episode number 2. So, as you guys probably know, that lately there's a new bills is going to, is discussing in the senator level, I think. So like a lot of senators, they are discussing a bill about immigration. It's called the like HR 1044, aka S384 bill. So what it happens like for different countries, like previously we have for different countries like a certain amount of percentage will be able to for immigrate to US. Like for example, like China have 7%, India have 7%, Korea have 7%, and then like Puerto Rico have 7%, Iraq have 7%, things in that nature, right? But the problem is that in China and India, there's so many people trying to immigrate to US. And then so because the base number is so big, then which causing the whole things is like China have a lot of people apply for immigrate to US, so as Indian and the different like category type like EB1, which is the extraordinary professional, EB2 like employee based, and EB3 specialty worker, and then maybe like other like family relative immigrant. So big chunk of numbers. So what ends up to like to the people from China, they're gonna wait for a long time. People for the Indian, they gotta wait a long time. So what happens like this bill is promoted to say, hey, like if let's pass this bill, so like who first come first serve. If you apply immigrant first, and then we're gonna deal with your case first. So what this bill is actually gonna, if it's passed, what's gonna affect for, I would say like Chinese and the Indian and also like other countries, like immigrants is because for example like Indian, they have a lot of like people to apply to immigrant, but they have to wait like 10, 20 years. Chinese probably wait like 7, 8 years. But if this bill passed, because Indian, I'm talking about specifically for EB2, like employee specific, because this is the category I'm apply for. So this is the category I'm most interested for. So what happens is like if this bill passed, like after 3 years, all the like the EB2 will be more focused on the Indian, and then probably after that, probably 5, 6 years, and then it's going to be mixed with India and China. And it ends up is like for the immigrant from other countries, they will have a really hard time to get in because the Indian and the Chinese, they applied so many immigrants before, so they are on the front of the queue. So if this bill passed, like everyone's gonna like that's what I heard about. Like so like they're gonna deal with the case of Indian and the China first, primarily Indian. So there's no other people will be able to get in until probably like 8, 10 years because they apply relatively new, and because those immigrate for those countries that have a smaller number. So this is funny. Like I found this website because I think since it's like this is immigrant related and also dating, I want to say how this will affect your dating life. So I made a chart over here. Actually, I want to show this website. If you guys can see this website, I don't know if I'm later on putting the broadcast or it's on the YouTube. I don't know if sharing screen right now. But if you cannot see, there's a website called immigrantgrowth.com. And this website is pretty legit, I mean, to my point of view, because it's actually plot like for every year's what's the speed of like EB2, it's got progress, and also like EB1. So if you look at this chart and over here, there's some like 3 lines. Like you can see there's 3 lines over here. Blue line is the row, basically it's like the rest of the word, how fast the EB2 progress between the 2013 to 2019, and then you can see in China this red lines and the Indian this green lines. So as a data scientist, I want to point out over here, man, like I really hope you guys can see this if you are on the audio. But anyway, so like imagine there's a linear regression lines over here, right? There's a slope. So the slope of the rest of the world and the Chinese is about, I would say, like if you think about the slope on a hill, it's about like less than 30%. I think 30% of like a slope. And for Indians, really flat. If you look at the historical here, so last like 2013 to 19, last 6 years, they are slope like because it's up and down, up and down, up and down, like the climb up a hill. Their slope becomes like very flat. I think almost probably like 10 or 5%. So they are very slow. It's kind of not fair for the Indian. Like Chinese, like they are faster in the progress, but I think we have more people to apply. So I always feel it's not fast enough. But for the other country people, it's like they are rest of the world. Although they don't have a waiting time, or they may have a waiting time like Philippines, Mexico, but it's not as fast as you want. So what I'm trying to say over here is, so I was plotting my like speed. Right now I'm applying for EB2, and then I I basically come up with regression to project based on this slope and say how many years I will get a green card, to, so to speak, or like. So I project maybe like due to the slope of China's, I probably will be able to get a green card, 2023 like that. So that's pretty good. Like a 4 years waiting if they stay the same policy. I think it's if the bills, I don't know how affect the bill will affect this, but I think the 2023, 2024, I probably will be able to get it. And the best of luck for me and for you. If you're Chinese, you're Indian, and I mean, like if you're Indian, you're probably gonna wait a longer time, and then yeah, it's a longer waiting. So, and I'm not pro or against about this bill. I think it's a, I feel like this is kind of like a win-lose situation, and a lot of my friends like the against it, this bill, or some of my friends support this bill. I mean, like I just wish like the U.S. would be able to like open up more immigrants, or like more Indian or more Chinese will be able to come. I know, although I know like this is another topic. I also wish my like Chinese, I mean like American colleague, they will not affect their job. But I mean like it's a free market, like in 21st century, like internet market, like everyone's like have an equal chance. If you're working hard, you get the job. So like I think it's fair. So let's say like how this gonna affect your dating life, like as a Chinese guy. I think it's quite fascinating because like they was okay. So here's the things getting interesting. So let's go back to the topic, right? So you get the slope, like let's assume like this bill passed. What's gonna happen? Like they said, okay, they have a say, hey, like Chinese gonna have less Chinese, and then like because right now like Indian, I mean like I admire like what's the Indian, like my colleague, what they do, because they're pretty good. They're working hard. They already speak English. They came to US. They're getting to those tech job, right? And they're pretty like united. I feel in a way. I think sometimes Chinese, as a Chinese, we should do more like Indian, but they're pretty good at coding. They're pretty good at tech. They're pretty like they're moving faster, I think, as Chinese do. So in the management level, there's a lot of Indian, and then like Chinese. I heard that there's more like less management level position, more about like the working level. So I think that's okay. We try to like improve that at the Chinese, but everyone get a chance, right? If you're good enough, like you don't think about like a glass ceiling. If you're good enough, if you know social interaction, if you know how to like contribute to the company, like you're moving up the ladder, or you want to be an entrepreneur, no problem. But okay, back to dating. Okay, I promise. So that's what I'm really talking about. So I mean, like, let's assume this bill passed, and then the funny things is like, okay, like there less and less the Chinese, and it's gonna be able to stay in US, which is not good. I don't like it. I wish more of my friends, fellows, and that they stay. But if less and the less Chinese students come to US, and they are not able to stay in US or find a stable job or get H-1B working visa or even get a green card, they gotta go back. So the problem is that there's for guys stayed here, and I know like this is kind of a stereotype, and most of the Chinese guys, they are dating Chinese girl, and the Chinese girls don't necessarily date a Chinese guy. She can date whoever she wants, right? Like she can date Caucasians or black or like Latino or like Mediterranean, like Persian or whatever, right? Like, but for Chinese guys, I mean, like guys, come on. I mean, like, what are you gonna do if you stay in US? Okay, let's say you get a working visa, graduate from school, your social circles can shrink, and also like for other guys from Asian or whatever, right? Like if you immigrate to US, so what are you gonna do in this case? Like, I think there's one case like solutions. Like, I mean, think about that. If this bill passed, there's gonna be more Indian students or colleagues, they're gonna move to US. And I just want to say that Indian girl actually is pretty hot. Okay, this is come to this topic of the like this whole video, right? Okay, if you're an Indian guy, don't hate me. Like, I mean, like I'm not just taking away you guys, girl. Like you guys do like arranged marriage or whatever. Like you do you, right? But I just want to say like there's gonna more Indian population come to here, and if you by chance immigrate, and then you like girls, and the Indian girls is pretty hot actually. I have colleagues from Indian; they are pretty hot, and I got friends from Indian, and I went to the East Mid East. It's an app like there's some like girl streaming, and they are Indian, like they're pretty hot. So Indian girl, if you just like Google like Indian girl beauty, I mean like when I'm talking with my Indian friends, like girls, and they say, hey, like how do you think Kim Kardashian? And they say, oh, I just think she's a pretty beautiful Indian girl, and I agree with her. Like, well, like now they're like the trend. I think the beauty. It's more about like kind of like Arabic, Persian, or Indian kind of like type look. You got those black hair, you got those like curvy body, and it's really attractive, right? So if right now, like if you're on the YouTube and if you can see these pictures, I hope you can see. But if you are on the chatting, well, check out those girls. They are pretty hot, right? Like, I mean, like, do you want to date? Like, oh, this girl's pretty cool. She like the one girls I was saying. So like, do you want to date them? Of course. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, guys, if you are Chinese, and then if you are, if this bill, this like S386 happen to be passed, then you, instead of like bitching with that, right? Like there's nothing you can do. But the one good thing is there's gonna be more Indian colleagues or students. They're gonna come to here, right? And then there's gonna be a lot of Indian girls, and they're gonna be pretty Indian girls. And instead of bitching about that and think about they're taking your job or whatever like position in the companies, dating Indian girls. I mean, like making friends with Indian guys and dating Indian girls, and they're pretty cool. Like they're pretty, and they're eating similar food as we do. Like they're eating rice, right? Although, like they may say, hey, like why they eating by hand sometimes? Like some of the, I mean, this is just their culture. Like that's fine. I mean, like you wash your hands, no big deal, right? And I mean, like they speak English pretty well. You already hear you speak English. And instead of think about, hey, like as a Chinese guy, I only date Chinese girl, or I only date the AB, what's it, G, American boy girl, or like Asian girls that I only date, or only no Chinese, I don't date other people because that's my parents want. I mean, think about that. That's, you gotta open your minds, right? Because there's not much of like Chinese girl out there, and then you look at your social circle, and then you say, hey, I'm just gonna date my friends, and but if you messed up, like you get ruled out from social circle or whatsoever the gay just like shitting at you. So you end up to like have less friends, like if dating doesn't work or whatsoever. But it's just the last Chinese girl. But if this bill passed, I mean, I'm not joking. Maybe I'm joking. I'm halfway. Like, there's gonna be more Indian girls. Like, you, instead of like against, you should harmoniously like to say, hey, like, oh, welcome to US. Like, let's make friends. Like, hey, like, you want to go out? Just talk with Indian girls and know their cultures. I know, like, they when they like in like they have an arranged marriage in India, right? You guys probably know that. If you like happen to know, like she's come to US and she like the Western culture, you like the Western culture, and she like K-pop, although you are not Korean, but you looks like a K-pop star, like because you're Asian, right? And she looks the hot, right? And then like you guys can totally make friends and just go out for dinners, know her cultures, and she said, hey, like I don't want my parents like give me a arranged marriage. I don't like that. Fuck that. I'm living U.S. now. I'm for a party. And then say, yeah, sure. Like we don't do arranged marriage, a marriage, but I don't against like other race. Like I love to get to know you. I love different race and different girls from different city, country, or ethnicity, right? So you guys can just totally hit up, and then like the kids you guys gonna have if you guys end up to like get married, it's gonna be super awesome. Like super, I mean, super dope kids. Like I had a friend, she got married with a Indian guy, and he's pretty cool, and they got a baby, and the baby is pretty healthy and good gene, like pretty big, and looks pretty smart. So like, she's happy, like they speaking English and they eat similar things and the similar culture because they all immigrate to US and study in US. So I think it's pretty dope, like inter-race or like country marriage, like I did before. But this is another topic. Like I just want to like not this topic, this episode to talk about. But I just want to say, hey guys, I really man hate to say that this bill, like immigration bill, if it's passed, it's gonna hurt other countries immigrate. I hope like no one's get hurt, but the reality is it's a win-lose situation. Seems like maybe Indian win most and the Chinese win a bit, other country lose. And if this bill's not passed, then the Indians gonna lose, like they're waiting longer, and the China still slow. Other countries is okay, but seems like the U.S. is not gonna open more immigrate for come to U.S. for current policy. It's just that you have to make best out of it in terms of your dating life. So if you happen to be a scholar or whatever, like immigrate from China or Asian, Korean, Japan, or whatever, and then you start your schools over here, you graduate, you start to find a job, or you're still in school, instead of dating on your own, like race, country, or whatever, think about you dating like a Indian girl or other race girls or American girl or Europe girl. I mean, like you get a whole bunch of options. So open your mind. Like you want to get to live in U.S. now. You don't need to play the rule you from your country. You can just be who you want to be, and then just be open-minded. And it's will open you up your life and open up your social life and to make you happier because you make more friends. You guys have all shared this background of like immigrate and in US. And I think it's gonna be great. So the video is kind of like promoting to interrace and the interrace, but inter-country dating or marriage. But I just want to say, if this bill happened to pass, and there's less Asian, especially Chinese guys, gonna come to here, and also Chinese girls, but there's gonna be a lot of Indian guys or girls come to here. As a Chinese guy, I just want to say, as an Asian guy, like dating Indian girls, they looks cool, they're pretty, and you guys might have a lot of in common when you explore, and it's gonna be fun. So try to do that, okay? So this is how my taking on how the immigration bill S386 gonna affect the dating life for Asian guy or immigrant guy in general. So I hope you open your mind to just try to date as much as you can for different country, race, especially for Chinese. Like don't just date Chinese guy, a girl. Try to date girl from other countries. You will find they are so. I mean, girls are similar, but they are also different. But try to get to know them, like maybe you like. And if you think, oh man, like I'm from China, like I can only date Chinese girl. I never dated other girl before. And if you're like insecure a little bit, or like you try to aim up your self-esteem, I know that I've been there. I can help you guys to build up like your self-esteem, like confidence, and that's how you break the the mental wall to start to dating a girl from other countries. Like if you want that, if you think it's a good idea, like you want to try it out, follow up my channel, like you give a thumbs up to my YouTube, and also subscribe to YouTube and subscribe to podcast. No matter what platform you're looking at. Most important, leave a comment and let me know how you think about this video and how you improve. And then I will be able to make more video like this, and so to help you guys to improve, and we improve together, right? My mission again is to help you find and attract the most desirable, the ideal partner in your life by become the best version of yourself. So I hope I see you next time, my brother from another mother, and talk again with you next time in the next episode. So I hope you enjoy it, and I see you next time. Peace.